Alrighty guys, since you guys were nice enough to actually give me some Q&A questions yesterday, and well, why not do the Q&A right now? So yeah, anyway, let's get started, shall we? First question's from my JRW. He wrote, can you make a video based on wrestling themes? I think I did that once. I think it was like a year or two ago. I made a video. What was it? It was like my top 15 favorite wrestling themes, like all time and stuff. But you know, if I come across it, I might do that. So it's a possibility. Next question. 2004852 asked me, this Phoenicolic wants to know that what's the big thing that needs to happen in order to change the wrestling world. That's a very good question. I don't know if I can have an answer for that. But seriously, I think what the wrestling world needs is something different. You know, just like some new management, maybe some new writers, some new bright young faces in both, WWE and Impact Wrestling, brother. Which, by the way, I saw the new pictures for I guess the Impact Zone, or the Impact Wrestling Zone, has a new look to it. Like, has a new set and everything, a new stage, the ring is still the same, but it's like new designs and stuff. I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie. I'll give TNA that. But anyway, what I think they need to do, what needs to happen is maybe come up with like new matches, not a kiss my foot match. Well, that's a fail. Just try to come up with new things, some new ideas. I know that wrestling has gone on, professional wrestling has gone on for like what? Decades and 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 decades, and it's kind of hard to think of a new idea. But at the same time, you don't want to lose your audience, but you just want to attract not just the fans that you still have, and still wrestling fans, but also brand new wrestling fans, and even if possible, try to bring some of the fans that are no longer wrestling fans. Try to bring out the old fans back, and they might go, oh wait, this is cool. I remember back in the day when this, and this happened. Now it's this, and maybe bring back the old stuff. But don't be like, bring the old dinosaurs. Don't do that. Don't pull of Scott Steiner, Kevin Nash, Sting, Hulk Hogan, brother, and Ric Flair. Woo! So yeah, hope that answers your question. Next question is asked by TY1822. What's your thoughts on SmackDown getting their lowest ratings since Orton has become world champion? Well, Karma sucks, ain't it? And I'm not talking about the newest WWE Diva Karma. I'm talking about Karma with the K-A, not K-H-A. It is a bummer for SmackDown, but, remember, Vince McMahon took the title off, Christian, and a lot of us as, YWC people, the internet wrestling fans. I know Vince doesn't like internet wrestling fans. I understand that to a certain point, but, it's shown time and time before that Vince is kind of, and the rest of WWE is kind of scared of doing something new. That they're scared of kind of taking a risk. Even though they're a multi-billion-dollar industry, they're scared of taking a risk, and they think that, oh, giving Christian a long title run is a risk. Really, you're giving what seems like it might be a long title run for Randy Orton, and now all of a sudden you're getting low-ass ratings. Let's face it. Just about almost everyone flipped out when Christian lost out. Even people who were Randy Orton fans flipped out, because they knew, even though they were fans of Randy Orton, they didn't think Randy Orton's time, and he didn't really need a World Heavyweight Championship. Christian needed this, and look what happened to Christian. Christian just gets buried, and it's just like lost in the wind. You know what I mean? So it's a bummer for Christian, to say the least. It's a bummer that he can no longer have this belt right here. It's a true bummer that he cannot have this belt right here, that it belongs to a man such as Randy Orton and not him. So yeah, that's a bummer, to say the least. What else we got here? So thanks for the question, by the way. Next is A92784. Do you want WWE go back to the old school WWF Attitude Era, normal WWE TV 14, or stay the same? Well, stay the same out. That's for one. I don't know about the old school WWF. I mean, obviously it wasn't too bad. Attitude Era. Oof. How much would we love to see the Attitude Era back? But here's the thing. That I've said this before, and I'm saying it again. The Attitude Era was like once in a once in a century type of deal. You know, I don't think that's coming back anytime soon, if ever again. You know, sadly. But I guess normal TV 14, even though TV 14 doesn't really mean great wrestling. I mean, look at TNA. And you just look at, you know, what was it, 2007, 2008? You know, especially 2008. 2008 wasn't really a good year for WWE, and it was still TV 14 then. So, you know, just because I said this before, just because the ratings doesn't mean that it's going to be good wrestling. I mean, don't get me wrong, we've seen some pretty good wrestling in the TV PG era, in the PG era for WWE. Don't get me wrong. And there were occasions also that, you know, a lot of people forget about this, but, you know, around, you know, 2000, there were a few episodes of SmackDown that were TV PG. But, you know, they still got some good matches and stuff, so that's not really the problem. Next is number 1. This is the guy asked this is No Master 456. He asked me 3 questions. One of them is, who is your prediction to win Tough Enough? I kind of took a break from watching Tough Enough actually recently until last night. I actually watched it. It was a good episode, a really good episode. I know it's Christina. A lot of people don't know who she is. She's Alicia Fox's sister. She's like the only girl left, and she got hurt. And I guess some other guy, I think his name was like Martin or something, he got hurt too. So they couldn't do any eliminations. And Stone Cold Steve Austin, he looked pissed as hell. But I guess my prediction would be that Justin kid. You know, he's pretty good. He has like the looks of a superstar, and he seems like he knows what he's doing too. So I think he'll probably win Tough Enough. Number 2, how many WWE do you own? I own like possibly like 12. I don't know, I'm not like Stevie Breach or like freaking Yeah 88 or Assault and Battery 77 who have like a billion DVDs. But you know, I think I'm pretty good for an average wrestling fan. I mean, I don't try to collect too many DVDs unless, you know, they're a really good DVD. Unless it's like A, really cheap, or B, it's like a real DVD I must have, like a really, really good DVD. Or WrestleMania DVD, even though I don't know if I'll get WrestleMania 27. I don't know if I'll get that DVD. And I heard they edited stuff. Oh. Number 3, what was your favorite year of the WWE? I don't know. I mean, 1998 was when I got into professional wrestling. So, but I guess I have to go 2001. A lot of stuff happened then. The next is James Donald Rollins. Oh, this should be good. Why are you so damn sexy? I mean, you're half Puerto Rican. Something's got to give. Fuck one, kill one, marry one. Maris, Velvet Sky, Kelly. I guess I have to choose to either fuck one, kill one, or marry one. Kill one, I'll probably say Kelly. I mean, I like her looks, but seriously, this whole hiding in the turnbuckle thing is getting really annoying. She's screaming all the damn time. What the hell is she screaming about? Good lord. I think Michelle McCool said it a month ago. What is Kelly screaming about exactly? For once, I'll agree with Michelle McCool. What is she screaming about? I guess the fuck one and marry one could go either way. I wouldn't mind either, obviously, of Velvet or Maris. But I guess I'd say marry Maris and if Velvet, but it could go either way, especially if you're Gold Standard 000. Ross. So yeah. Also, what happened to your Beantown Boy 98 account? Short story. Long story short. I tried logging on that when I came back. It won't let me log in. I also have 2 strikes on my account, so might as well start over now. Yeah. Next is Game Nerd. If you stumble into a time machine, which decade would you go back to and why? The 90s, because it was freaking amazing. We had good music, good movies, good wrestling. A lot of things were good. Gas prices were freaking cheap. And, you know, I grew up, that was my childhood, so, you know, I'll probably go with the 90s. What's your favorite wrestling game, old school and now? I love WWF No Mercy. That was an amazing game. And I also like WWE Day of Reckoning. You know, that might be one of the most underrated freaking wrestling games of all time. Day of Reckoning. Even Day of Reckoning 2 was pretty good. But, you know, those were both good games. You know, you didn't have any voiceovers or anything, but it was still a good game and stuff. And, you know, now, I guess, this SmackDown vs. Raw 2011. Even though yesterday I was playing it, and we had I was in my WWE Universe mode, and they had what was it, Rey Mysterio versus CM Punk, and I thought it was a normal match, and then out of nowhere, freaking Justin Roberts announced, "Oh, this match is now an Iron Man match." I'm like, what the hell? So yeah, I got stuck there for 15 minutes playing that game. Interesting, to say the least. Favorite movie? I had a lot of favorite movies. I love Rush Hour. I love The Waterboy. I like pretty much any Adam Sandler movie, but you know, it's the old Adam Sandler. Not now. Now he's kind of not that funny anymore, in my opinion. But I guess the new version, The Longest Yard, that came out like in 2004, was a good movie. Favorite video game system? Probably 360. You know, I grew up with GameCube, Game Boy, N64, and all that. You know, my little sisters, they have a Wii. My stepdad has a PS2, so it's all good. What diva would you fuck the shit out of? Natalia. Seriously, she hasn't like slept with everyone like freaking Kelly or Molina, and she got me. That's all I'm saying. Natalia for the win. Worst thing about WTNA, WWE, they're afraid to take risks. I've said this before. You know, whether it's about the ratings or whether it's about superstars or who they're pushing and stuff, because it's always Cena, Orton, Cena, Orton, Cena, Orton, Cena, Orton. You know, I get it. You know, there's some young stars that might not be ready to be pushed over. I understand that, but you know, what if they're gone? What are we gonna do next? TNA. Why are you showing freaking dinosaurs on my television? Just in having Eric Bischoff wrestle, and having Best become next division champ. But you know, it's just things like that you TNA just next. Mr. You know, if you ran TNA, how would you run it? Probably show more of the young guys, especially the X division. Try to bring in maybe a little bit more knockouts if possible. So to build up more of the knockouts division, and try to have some knockout tag teams. I mean, I guess we're still the knockout tag team titles, but there's no tag teams for the knockouts. That makes sense. So yeah, I guess that, and you know, probably have decent mid card, I guess. Last but not least, Mr. MRA's 443. What were your thoughts on the Big Daddy Viscera gimmick? Wasn't a fan of him. Big Daddy V. It's kind of like a weird gimmick in my opinion. It was just kind of like, oh, look at me, I'm a big fat gangster type of deal. Viscera, I like the old school Viscera, like the Attitude Era Viscera. But when he became that whole, I'm a love machine, come here, Jillian, that was just like really weird in my opinion. It was just like they were trying to make like Val Venus. It was just okay. Number 2, what were your thoughts on the Boogeyman? I don't know about the Boogeyman. I mean, I understand they did the whole Jillian Hall and JBL thing. I think that was pretty cool back then, but you know, Boogeyman really got his shine, I thought. What are your thoughts on the storyline between Sin Cara and Chavo Guerrero? That's a good question. I think it's actually kind of good. The reason why is because, you know, with the whole Sin Cara, Chavo, you know, even though Chavo's on television, doesn't wrestle more, I think he still has it. A lot of people complain about Sin Cara that he hasn't had good communication. He's new in the company. He barely knows a word of English, if any words in English. Obviously, he's from Mexico. He knows Spanish. Chavo obviously knows Spanish. So, Spanish. But, you know, hopefully the communication can work out good and it'll work all good for him. Do you watch cartoons? I'm freaking 20 years old. What does that tell you? I mean, I watch Family Guy. Is that considered cartoons, I guess? The Simpsons occasionally. I mean, I used to love The Simpsons. Now it's just like laugh or die type of deal. Like, we'll shove it down your throat if you don't laugh at us. It's like, okay. If so, what are your thoughts on Pokemon Black and White? Last time I listened to Pokemon was like freaking, I was like 9 or 10 years old. So, yeah, I don't. So anyway, talk to you guys later. Peace! Remember, Phoenicolics.